When we last did the top-selling NFL jerseys, KC3 was number 1. No, I'm just kidding. Robert Griffin III was number 1. Now there has been a shift in at least that department, according to NFL.com, from April 1st to June 30th. The number 1 selling jersey is Colin Kaepernick.
It's amazing.
Why?
Because he wasn't.
It doesn't surprise me, actually. It really doesn't.
I got it. It's amazing in that he wasn't a starting quarterback until week 9, and there was huge controversy about whether he even should have been the starting quarterback. I didn't think he should have. I mean, apparently.
I don't think any of us on TYTSports.
Jim Harbaugh knew what he was doing.
You, me, and Michael all disagreed.
Tons of people disagreed. I mean, he had a quarterback that had literally completed over his last 2 starts. He'd thrown 2 incomplete passes.
It was 1 game away from the Super Bowl.
And no interceptions, and was a muffed punt away from the Super Bowl. And he didn't muff a punt. Muffed punt, John just laughed at it. It's funny. It's a dumb expression. He's right. Muffed punt.
He's cracking up.
If Alex Smith doesn't get hurt, we don't know Colin Kaepernick, and people are buying other
jerseys.
Harbaugh
found an excuse to put him in. And
then he performed, against the Bears so effectively. If he hadn't ever gotten the chance to play
against the Bears,
I don't think he ever would have been in the lineup.
So 7 out of the 10 on this list are quarterbacks. Number 2, another one that burst onto the scene last year, who beat out Matt Flynn, who they signed in the offseason, is Russell Wilson. Are you surprised at all by that one as well?
Yeah, I'm surprised that both those guys are ahead of RG3, but he's rehabbing the injury, and these guys have been sort of front and center, and they're clearly great teams. I'm both surprised and not surprised, and that sounds like a giant cop-out, but I mean, I'm surprised, big picture, like who would have thought that there was a chance that Russell Wilson 2 years ago, when he was thinking about going to play professional baseball, was going to be the second hottest jersey. And that after Colin Kaepernick, who also almost played baseball, by the way.
Yeah.
And both ahead of RG3, but RG3 is third.
Yeah, RG3 is third as well. By the way, before we get to RG3, do you remember where Russell Wilson transferred from to go to Wisconsin?
NC State.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a great quarterback at NC State.
Yeah, he was.
And that's where he was playing baseball too, professionally. So while he was quarterback at NC State, he was in the minor league system. I think in the Yankees, right?
Was he with the Yankees?
I might be wrong about that.
I don't know either.
But so the third guy is Robert Griffin III, right? We got a picture there.
Yep.
So what's amazing
it's a great picture.
What's amazing about this? So Colin Kaepernick, Russell Wilson, and Robert Griffin III, and we had coaches until the 1980s, and maybe even further, but certainly into the 1980s and throughout the 70s, who would be like, I don't know, black quarterbacks. I mean, come on.
I thought you were going to say rookie quarterbacks.
How many great players in the 1960s or 70s didn't get a chance to play quarterback because of either open racism or just sort of, that subtle racism that they maybe didn't even realize they had because they were thinking, well, the black quarterback can't be a leader on my team. The other guys won't. All nonsense, all obvious, crazy stuff. And now you got, not only are these guys 3 of the best quarterbacks, but they're 3 of the most popular. The fans love them. Everybody loves them.
Number 4, Adrian Peterson, who, of course, I picked up in the 3rd round of our fantasy draft for TYT. Fantastic season. I love the guy in the upper right picture on the left side.
Didn't you go like 5 and 10?
I was 1 game away from the playoffs, I believe. I finished 5th. Number 5, Peyton Manning. I mean, does that surprise you either? I guess a change of teams is more.
That looks like Peyton Manning rooting for Peyton Manning.
It does.
It totally looks like him. Yeah, and again, black quarterbacks.
Intern Jay pointed this out, and I completely agree. Number 6, Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, that's the biggest.
What?
What the? How?
Yeah.
This just apparently shows that if you're a young quarterback, you'll buy your jersey. Tannehill's presence on the list mitigates the Kaepernick and Russell Wilson parts of the list because you're like, well, they're just taking rookie quarterbacks and buying their jerseys.
Like, what has Ryan Tannehill done to even?
Shouldn't be in the top 200.
200?
There should be backup offensive linemen whose jerseys sell before Ryan Tannehill.
You want a Jonathan Ogden-like player? No, that's a Hall of Famer. That's not even second string.
He's going to Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Number 7, it's amazing that Tannehill surpassed Tom Brady.
Ryan Tannehill's outsell. That's because everybody already has Tom Brady jerseys, I guess.
Is that the reason?
I don't know.
Or is it just because everyone is openly criticizing the Patriots, the younger audience is seeing that, and they don't want to be criticized for wearing a Patriots jersey?
I don't know, man. I think maybe because he cut his hair.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because he has a moat in Brentwood. Number 8, Ray Lewis. I guess I understand that. It's his last year. They want to stock up and then possibly resell him on eBay.
He's a legend.
That's fine. Number 9 is Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean, again, Aaron Rodgers.
And there's Mrs. Rodgers pictured on the right side of the screen.
Aaron Rodgers is selling fewer jerseys than Ryan Tannehill. That's absurd.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, though, lacks that sort of he has
intensity?
No. He has no sort of personality buzz. I mean, you see him in those commercials, and he might well be funny, but he doesn't. As I think if you were the PR men of the 1950s would say, that he doesn't pop as a celeb, Aaron Rodgers.
But the thing is, he should.
He's a quarterback.
He should. I mean, like he owns his own record company. He like plays a bunch of rock music. Yeah, I mean,
I didn't know that.
He should have more buzz. And number 10,
is he a Democrat? Do we know Aaron Rodgers?
I don't know. Number 10, rounding it out, is Brian Urlacher, who of course is retiring as well. Is that BrianUrlacher rooting for Brian Urlacher?
No, not quite.
Minus the goatee. Yeah, the goatee totally fucked him. So a few others. Drew Brees is number 15. A big surprise was Torrey Smith at number 17. Jason Witten at 20. Frank Gore at 22. Percy Harvin at 23.
Torrey Smith is the 15th highest selling jersey?
17th.
17th, wow.
17th. 15th is Drew Brees.
The second best receiver on the team last year.
And number 25 is your boy, Joe Flacco.
What number?
25.
So lucky, man. He should send Raheem Moore $1 million a year for the duration of his contract.